Welcome to On the Hill Podcast.
We're back, man. Back on the hill.
Back on the hill.
Back on the hill. Got some special guests.
Yep, we got two this time, so we're
This is
filling
first.
up the table.
No, this is the second time we've done this.
Yeah, that's what we were just talking about. The off the hill episode was.
With four
of us.
So you asked me before we started, why we called this On the Hill or why we started the podcast. But a couple of things was we kind of I grew up in this area on Happy Hill, and it used to be a chicken farm back here. It was like all this was a farming area, and all these crazy stories, came out of that. So, and the guy who was on the episode Off the Hill, he actually passed away on Christmas Eve.
Oh, wow.
So Russ McCabe. So the last time we had 4 people on here was him and his son, and then Eric and I. But that's not to make it a sad thing, but he was one of the inspirations to start it, because I always wanted him on here telling these crazy stories about how he grew up and how we grew up. So I guess we got that done.
Yep, in full circle.
Yeah, man, full circle. All right, so got Floyd Hall, Big Floyd.
All right.
You got talking to that mic, son.
Okay.
Sit up close to it. And then Patti Presson.
Yes.
Yep.
All right, cool.
And you were saying you lived on Happy Hill at one point.
Yep. Back in 2009, off of Fielding Road for a couple years.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So when I saw the episode or saw the podcast after Floyd told me about it, then I was like, oh, I lived off of Happy Hill Road for a while, for a couple years. So,
Yeah.
Yeah. Good neighborhood.
Yeah, and it's changed a lot. So you said 07.
07, 08,
Yeah.
09, around that time.
Yeah, when I was a kid, there was no neighborhoods here. It was all just farmland, really.
Yeah.
So we'll start with Big Floyd here, Floyd Hall.
Okay. Let's do it.
So, you and I know each other for a long time. We worked together in Petersburg.
Many years.
And when I was a rookie, you were how long? So I started in 95. So
I started in 87.
Damn. So think about that, man. So, Floyd was one of the people I admired, and he helped train me. And I feel like you were, when Scrappy was a sergeant, you were the corporal.
Yeah. A couple times.
And remember that? And then I would always call Floyd I was like, hey, man, I was always nervous about making a mistake. So I would call Floyd. And finally, he called me to the side. I was like, look, man, you got to stop calling me and start making some decisions on your own. Right?
You did it.
Yeah.
What was your first impression of him when he started?
He was a beast, man.
Yeah.
He was off the chain.
Yeah, right.
I said,
That's a lie right there.
I said, this dude here.
That's not really true. When I started, I had like these little round, like
He
John
did have
Lennon
round
glasses.
glasses.
That was a style. And I had like I just graduated college with a social work degree. So they gave me pure hell. Like, they didn't think I was going to make it. And y'all extended my FTO. You remember that?
I don't remember that.
I didn't hear that.
I never told that before.
That's new.
Yeah, because Scrappy, for some reason, he was our sergeant, Bernard Crowder, but he, they extended it because I guess I was asking him questions.
They didn't think you knew what you were doing?
Probably not.
Now, did you train with him, or was it just y'all
I don't recall us working the same shift. I was mostly, because when I first started, I worked midnights. And then I said, man, staying up was killing me. So I transferred to day shift, and that's pretty much where I tried to stay, unless some special events. But, I worked mostly day. You worked evenings, didn't you?
Yeah, but I feel like
4 to 2.
at one point I was in training. Maybe I was with somebody, and I was on your squad because Scrappy was my sergeant. I thought you were the corporal.
Yeah, so many people's corporal.
Yeah.
I didn't move up quickly.
Yeah, but anyway, I just remember him saying, dude, you got to quit asking so many damn questions. I was nervous about making a mistake,
Yeah. Not
But-
the safest place in the world either.
Well, back then, man, they didn't. I guess I got to figure out they didn't really mess with the police very much.
No, it was a different environment.
Yeah.
A lot of things happened in Petersburg, but one thing was clear was you didn't mess with the police because they were guaranteed, and there was an old saying, and it wasn't with Floyd now, but you might beat the rap, but you won't beat the ride. So in other words,
Then that statement came around, P-Town beat down.
it was guaranteed, man.
Yeah.
I mean, if you ran from the cops, I mean, I'm not saying it was us, but if you got caught, you got a little bit of a treat.
Us.
But Floyd and I never did that. No. But before we move on, I remember one call. I got not really my first vehicle pursuit, but most of them were in the city, so they were like low speed. But I was chasing a guy on the 85, and I was going like 120 in a Crown Vic, and it was just like floating all over the road like it was ice, Mm-hmm. And I heard Floyd, I guess you were on your way home or something like that, but you were somehow or another, you ended up waiting for the pursuit to catch up to you. Mm-hmm. And we wrecked out on Route 1.
Right.
The guy, not us, but the suspect did. You remember that?
Mm-hmm.
The guy had a gun in the car and all this kind of stuff. And we caught the guys in the woods. But when I heard him on the radio, I was like, all right, I'm good. Because I was
scared.
scared.
Still had the dog. He was on SWAT, or either I had a dog.
No dog, because when we were chasing, I got like my boot came untied. And my boot almost came off. I just remember this. I had to stop and tie my boot and still caught the guy. But Floyd caught the driver. I caught the passenger.
That's when you know the guy's slow.
He's slow as shit.
You get time to tie your boot.
Pretty slow.
I never forget that. I was like, damn. Anyway, so we caught him. But I just remember being glad that he was there. So
hell yeah. Says a lot.
Yeah.
Now, you said you had a canine at one point, too?
Yeah, I had two. I had a shepherd. For a while, he passed away because he had a heart condition. And we took him down to NC, North Carolina.
Really?
Yeah, North Carolina, that veterinarian place down at the college, and passed away in surgery.
Damn.
That was a rough ride going to get him, down there. And then I had the flu. So I had a buddy of mine go with me, and I was so sick, I was throwing up like every few miles. I told him, drive. I mean, we were in the police car. I said, I don't care, just drive.
Could you try
just drive.
So who rode with you?
It was Chuck.
Oh, okay, Chuck Burr.
Yeah.
Damn.
And then I got a Rottweiler. He was crazy. He was about 110 pounds and pure crazy. I mean, he ripped my ceiling out. He would rock the car. He'd try to rip the cages off the windows because it had like a screen so people wouldn't put their fingers in there.
Oh, yeah.
And he tried to rip them off.
Man.
But he was crazy.
I forgot about all that.
Yeah. The whole car just starts shaking when people come by. They say, I ain't messing with that Rottweiler.
Yeah, those are scary dogs.
Yeah, it was a big boy. So you two guys, I mean, we're kind of trying to wait to the end, but I feel like we just need to start. You guys, how did y'all meet? Do y'all even know each other?
We didn't know each other prior to this.
No.
Prior to what, though? That's what I'm trying to,
Prior to
I'll start from the beginning of how I
please.
found out about Floyd. And it's funny because, like you said earlier, full circle, there's kind of loops back around. But last December, I was on Facebook. It was December 19th, actually. I'd was just scrolling through, and I saw a friend share another friend's post. It was actually his stepdaughter, that her stepdad was sick and had been sick for a couple years and was in need of a liver transplant. And I thought, gosh, that's terrible, And you see posts, you see GoFundMe accounts, and you kind of read them, and you just scroll on, share them, donate, that kind of thing. And the next day I was on, and it popped up again, and it kept popping up, and it just stayed on my mind. But I had a lot of mutual friends with this young lady, his stepdaughter, and then I had a lot of mutual friends with Floyd, but I didn't know who he was. And so I just couldn't get it off my mind. I thought, gosh, this is just, terrible. And, it told a story about, how old he was, 61. And for some reason, I clicked on the comments, and someone asked, hey, how do you become a donor? He was looking for a live donor. That's what the plea was. A lot of people at the police department and friends, and his wife, Peggy, some of her friends had tried and were not successful. And so I was just looking. And so I looked on the comments, and I've donated blood, pretty much all of my adult life, every quarter. My dad passed away in an accident at work when he was 61. So when I looked at all the requirements, I thought, gosh, I hit all of them, blood type, BMI, and I don't remember what they all were. And so, I have two daughters. They're 26 and 24. And so I called them and said, hey, I think I'm going to try to, see if I can't donate to this guy. And they were like, what? I'm like, I've done a lot of crazy things in my life, but, I said, I don't know. I keep thinking about it. And I'm a Christian, and I pray, and, I've talked to God about it, and, he's put it on my heart. So, I don't always listen to him, or I haven't. And I thought maybe, I'll listen this time. And so I called VCU one day at work. I'm in sales. I'm on the road a lot in the car. And so I called and left a message. And the young lady, Teresa from VCU, called me back. And, we started setting up testing. And, my prayer that day after I talked to her, because it kind of was real, I told her, I said, I don't know why I'm calling. I saw a Facebook post. I don't know this guy, but I'm healthy and I don't drink. It was because it's a liver donation, drink or very few drinks a year. And, I'd had a surgery or a couple surgeries the last 8 years and I recover well. So, if I could help him, whatever. So, my prayer was, God, if this is your will, you better make a way. And if it gets difficult, I'm out. So, it was 5.5 months of testing. I mean, they tested everything from my head to my toes. And I thought, well, if I do all this testing and I'm getting free testing, so if something's wrong with me, we'll find out.
Yeah, that's true.
For free.
Very true.
So it was like middle of May. I don't remember exactly. I think like May 15th or something. Teresa called me and she said, "You've passed everything for the liver donation. I had to do like a MRI, a CT scan. I had to do a stress test, blood work, lots of blood work. I had to do a psychiatric test. Like I had to take a questionnaire, like 370 questions. I was like, well, that's probably gonna kick me out, but." I passed it. So she says, well, do you want to tell the family? So up until this point, I had not said anything other than to my employer and to my girls. Because my fear was if they knew about me and then I wasn't able to do it, it would get their hopes up. And I just felt like I can't imagine the emotional roller coaster Peggy and Floyd went through. So I waited until then. And I said, well, I know everything about them. And I actually would keep checking Facebook, like his stepdaughters and him, and I found his wife and to see how he was doing. And we had so many mutual friends. I wanted to ask somebody how he was doing, but I didn't want to bring the attention to me. So anyway, so Teresa said, do you want us to tell him? And I said, yeah, I know about him. I don't care. And if he doesn't want to meet me, that's okay. So there's a Facebook live living donor group. And so I put myself in that when this all started. And that was a lot of support. I mean, people all over the country, even world, are in there. They're either donated or tried to donate or looking for donors.
Wow.
So some people never even tell who the donor is. And I thought, well, if I'm going to do it, whatever. And so, it's kind of funny, Floyd. That Friday night, I think this was Thursday or Friday, I get a Facebook friend request from Floyd. And then I go look at it and it's gone. I'm like, he must chickened out. He didn't want to be my friend. And then the next morning he called me. And so it was, that was a little emotional because I just didn't think about it. And then all of a sudden, this man had a voice.
That's real.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And she's an angel sent. I will say that.
No doubt.
Sure.
So that's that's a long story, but that's how we met.
What a long story. I mean, But I mean, go ahead. When Floyd was going to say something.
Yeah.
So an angel sent. So how did you find out? It came through the VCU?
No, my wife, Peggy, was at a doctor's appointment with me with the liver doctor. I was actually that day. And she got a call from Teresa, saying, hey, we got a match. It's a pretty good match. And then my wife asked, this is great. And we told Stravitt, excuse me. He's my liver doctor. And he's sitting there and he told Peggy, make sure you get the call, So she said, hey, I think she's willing to talk to you guys if you want to, because some donors don't. Some donors just choose to stay anonymous or choose to just keep their distance. And so we said, yeah. So she got Patty's number and all. And Dr. Stravitt, he gave us a big old hug, and he said, I've never in all my years of doing this had a call with the donation going through.
Wow.
So that was kind of touching. And then so I told my wife when we got back to the car, I said, you think we should call her now? She's like, well, it's a little soon. I mean, I said, well, all right, we'll do it tomorrow. We'll just let this sink in and we'll do it tomorrow. But I was just constantly amazed because there were so many people that did try. It just didn't match. And here is someone I really, truly didn't know. Now we have so many mutual friends that it's crazy how we didn't know each other. But we didn't. And she's been an angel since. I can't sit here and say, you know, it's God above.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah.
You know, brought this thing together. According in her giving up. I mean, she went through a month of pain and stuff just like me. I mean, that's taking, you know, a portion of her liver, going through the surgeries, and it was very emotional at the time. I went through it. They did a little more. They had to slice me from here to here, whereas I think you went through.
Like two places. So my part was, and I'm gonna add one more thing before I go into that. There was another piece of reason why I did this too. So I said my two daughters. So my oldest daughter is actually in Bon Secours Hospital in stenography ultrasound school. So she ultrasounds livers.
Wow.
And then my youngest daughter had just decided that she wanted to be a police officer. And I was like, wow, I really thought, you know, so she just started the academy in January in Fredericksburg. She's a deputy at King and Queen County, my 24-year-old. So he was a police officer, retired. And my daughter was doing the sonography ultrasound, and she ultrasounds livers. And so I was like, well, do you think you can get extra credit if you can see my liver growing back, you know? And then so that was another reason I felt called. Like I just kind of wanted to circle back of like, you know, him being a police officer, and then my daughter being a police officer, and you know.
And then your other daughter, you're doing the ultrasound.
Ultrasound, yep. So she's like in the medical field. She's been a medical assistant, and you know whatnot. So, you know, I didn't even know your liver grew back. I knew nothing about this. Like I just went into it like, you know, and that's kind of my personality. I just kind of jump into a lot of things and then you know think about it later, and most of the time they turn out okay. But yeah, so my portion of the surgery was robotic. So there's like, I had 2 incisions here, 2 on the side, 1 in my belly button, and the robot goes in, cut 60% of my liver, puts it in a bag. They cut the bottom portion out, and then they pull it out that way. So my recovery was a lot better than it used to be years ago. And VCU's, I think my understanding, is one of the first hospitals to use a robot. So, I mean, I had a huge team, I had tons of doctors. I mean, the medical field at VCU is just amazing. I mean, the whole procedure, the testing, the recovery. I actually got put in the VIP suites after the surgery. He did not. I mean, I even got I got the Government suites. I don't know. I'd never heard of that before, but evidently it's where the governor and like famous people stay after surgeries.
Oh, wow.
And so I had a chef. It was like a 3-to-1 ratio, patient to nurse. You know,
Wow.
I mean, I was taken. It was very, very nice, very nice. So. My girls were very well taken care of. They ate really good when they were there. So,
well, that is. I mean, you deserve the VIP treatment.
Exactly.
Yeah,
That is awesome.
So,
Yeah.
yep. And so I can remember being a little girl after meeting him and seeing the mutual friends. Like, if you grew up around here, I'm originally from Tennessee. I grew up on a farm half of my life. But if you were young around here, you went to the skating ring in Petersburg every Friday and Saturday night.
Yeah.
And that's what I did growing up. And I can remember there being police officers at the skating ring. And I'm pretty sure I knew his wife because we saw her so much, Wendy, ex-wife. And then I remember seeing, I'm pretty sure I saw him up there. But when I decided to do this, I didn't know that was him, you know. But
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I think people find out that I feel like God always gives us messages. It's up to us whether we take the time to notice them.
Yeah.
You know, because it's always there, and it's free will. We get a choice to decide.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean that there aren't consequences. But and there are consequences. But yeah.
Yeah. It's almost like the decisions like that don't make sense are usually the easiest.
Yeah.
Like it seems like you're just diving into something, but at the same time, there's a reason you're doing it.
Yeah.
And it's the stuff probably the stuff you're not supposed to be doing. Usually that's harder to get into, convince yourself to do. But, you know, it's definitely somebody looking down on both of you.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, and the other piece of this is that, you know, it's, you know, our country, our world. I mean, if you're awake and have a conscience, you can see that people aren't kind. And I'm sure as police officers, y'all saw that a lot. And as civilians, we see it a lot. And, you know, you just don't help your neighbor anymore. We don't help each other. We don't help strangers. We help people because there's a benefit back to you or whatever, you know. And I've had lots of people ask me, like, why did you do it? You know, and I mean, my only answer is one's God's will, you know, and then the second thing is why not? I didn't have a reason not to do it, you know. I knew I'd recover. I knew that there was a plan, and that, you know, I had zero fear whatsoever. Never had a doubt.
That's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I would have been fearful. Yeah, I mean, I'm not bringing this up for any other reason than to say that I was going to try to do it too.
Really?
I was thinking about it, and my wife and I were talking about it. And she's like, you know, I just don't know your age and all these factors. I don't think you realize all that it entails. And but anyway, the fact that you did it and went through all that testing, I mean, it's because I did research it and actually talked to one of those recruiters too. But anyway,
I mean, the recovery's not like, I mean, it wasn't great. I mean, I'm not
sure.
I'm not taking away from that. I mean, it's hard.
real. Yeah.
It's hard. I mean, and one of the worst things for me, sitting still, I don't sit still well. And so it might have been that God wanted me to sit still for a while, and
that's true too.
I didn't, but it's worth it though. It's like, I always say it's like, I mean, obviously none of you guys would know, but it's like giving birth. Once you have a child, you just forget about those pains because you have this sweet little baby
that's right.
So, having the friendship and relationship. Floyd and I talk every week. I talk to his wife every week too. I mean, I have a new family.
That's right. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
It's amazing. So, I mean, you could have chose not to let them know, but I'm glad you didn't do that.
Yeah, me too.
Because, I mean, I think that, I know what role God has played in my life. And, on this show, we do a lot of crazy and my whole life done a lot of silly and dumb things and just made a bunch of mistakes. But in the end, if you are willing to see it, you'll see the miracles, that God provides.
That's right. We've all, I mean, I've done stuff. I didn't do it to make up for the dumb stuff, but
no. Yeah.
It's, and I, honestly, I was a very young mom and, looking back, I think I told you before we started this, I listened to a lot of podcasts, and a lot of podcasts I listened to are, veterans, service members, people that I look up to. And if I had a do-over, like I would have gone to the service. I would have been a police officer. Seeing my daughter brave enough as a female, especially this day and time, to do that, like, Floyd protected, probably me at some point or somebody I loved in Petersburg or, being in that area that, I at 45, don't have the opportunity. I probably could, but, whatever. But, to do that, to protect. So I just felt like it was my way to like help someone that helps so many other people too.
I like that.
No, this is a beautiful story.
Yeah.
Very good.
And I was wondering, just out of my own curiosity, the recruiting and everything else, and then I'm assuming everything else was covered as far as your surgery goes.
Yeah. So I wasn't incurred any bills, no anything. When I called my employer and said, hey, I want to do this, are y'all going to give me some time off? Like,
that's
it. How much time do I need? And I ended up working from the hospital because I can work remotely and was sitting still some. But, I wanted to make sure they would cover that. And, had they not, then there's ways that you actually, so if you don't have insurance, there's, or time and leave, there's things that will pay for you for your time and leave and stuff. But thank God my company is just
that's pretty nice of them to do
absolutely
that.
amazing. Yeah.
That's awesome.
So I didn't have any issues with like taking coverage or, any of those things off or whatever. So.
And as far as the recruiting, is a company that does that or a foundation that?
So the recruiting part's just word of mouth mostly. I mean, yeah. And I mean, so that's another, one of the other reasons that I didn't even think about it till after I did it was just advocating for donors. They did 70 something donations in June. That's the last stat I saw in Virginia at VCU. So, I mean, if you think about that, and there are a lot of liver, issues now with children, teenagers, because of, either autoimmune things or obesity or, there's tons of reasons why that people need them. But unfortunately, there's more people that need donors than there are donors out there. So I've heard a couple stories since we've done this. My girls have shared a couple stories where they've told people about me or people have asked about me and people needed donors. And there's people that test now that maybe not had tested in the past or, you may never know if you need a donor. And
Dang right. I hope somebody like you steps up.
Yeah.
If I did.
Yeah.
And it grows
or
back.
Anybody, yeah.
I mean, that's another thing.
See,
it grew back in 4 weeks. Like,
that's amazing.
I know. I tell my girls, like, you can't tell me anything. I grew an organ back. But,
so when you said 60%, that blew me away. I was thinking like
that's a lot.
Like 10% or something like that.
Yeah, 60%. Yep. And I didn't feel bad. I mean, at no point did I mean, other than like surgery recovery, you don't feel bad. I mean, I'm in that group, so I've seen some other people have ailments. But like I said, I'm, prior to this career, I owned a gym for 7 years. So, in my mid 30s, I turned my life around as far as fitness and wellness, physical and mental, and, at first when I started, becoming fit and taking care of myself, I always thought it was to run races or compete in different things that I participated in. And, looking back, I'm like, maybe, God allowed me to get fit to be able to do this. I mean, had I stayed down the same path of not eating well and not taking care of myself, there's no way. Like, I can't imagine being sick and going through this. Like, I just, I just, it's another reason to hopefully advocate for people to take care of their own health. So you might need to take care of someone that you love one day or a stranger.
No, that's true.
Yeah.
And also she would call me after the surgery. You up? You up and about? You walking? Are you walking around the block? No, but I did walk to the end of the driveway.
She's like, you got part of me now. So
That's right. Well, I was going to say, well, now I know 60%. That's why I'm acting. That's why I'm acting
I
out.
told him I'll call you and ask you on a random Sunday, what are you doing with my liver? You better be washing the dishes for your wife or something.
Now, after everything went down, you've been feeling better? And
Yeah, I've been great. The liver's great. Going to the doctor every other week, because it was every week, getting blood tested, because I hate needles. I hated them. And I think when I was in the hospital to have it done, I had needles in everything.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it was crazy, all these. One in my neck, and that freaked me out. I just freaked out. And, of course, a couple of days after the surgery, here she come walking on down into my room. Riding, and we talked. She looked good for, damn. I said, you just had surgery or what?
I think we saw each other the day after surgery. So, my surgery started 7 a.m. and they were done at 4 p.m.
Wow.
And then I think you came out of surgery, 7 something maybe afterwards. So they had us in the same room. So, I mean, I didn't see that. You're out before you get, if you've ever had surgery in the hospital, you're out before all the good stuff happens. But, I mean, they literally took it from one table over, to him. So
Really? In the same room then?
I guess to reduce risk of
infection and all that.
Yeah. Or somebody tripping and falling. I can't imagine.
Well, the other part of this is even to think about. So if you were in surgery that long, because my wife's a breast cancer survivor, and she's had several surgeries that lasted over 8 hours.
Yeah.
At least 2. And but anyway, I mean, the other part we're not talking about is the effect the anesthesia has on you and has to work through you and all these other things. I mean, it's for Floyd is a life saving, obviously, because he's sitting here now. But the other part, and his quality of life has improved so much. But for you, it was just the thing you did, and you're probably minimizing a lot of it that you went through as far as post surgical.
Yeah.
But you're right. I think being in shape, that's the key. And you all of a sudden started doing this thing, own your own place, and you're getting in shape, and you think you're training for a race, but you're actually training for life, and to save another person's life.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I mean, I believe in that stuff. I mean, I think that's how life. I think that's how God works. But yeah.
And Peggy and I talked about, the day I called, I knew, in my gut, as humans, sometimes you have doubt or you go do something and you're like, should I do that? Should I not do that? In my gut, I was like, dude, I'm going to donate to this guy. I just knew it. I don't know. It's a really
amazing.
weird feeling. I can't think of many other things in my life where I've had that similar feeling to be able to do that. But
yeah.
Heaven sent.
Yeah, we need to, and at the end, before we, it'll take us a week or two to do this or however long, but it won't take longer than that. But we do want to, whatever websites or organizations.
Yeah, I'll share all that.
Yeah, just send it to me and we'll put it on there so people can find those organizations. But I think what you were asking about was the recruiter was the person. You said her name was Teresa.
So yeah, there's a couple recruiters at VCU. So
okay, so it's all through VCU.
Yeah, all through that VCU. And actually, I mean, I'm sure there's other people that listen to this podcast or other states. So we'll make sure we get the donation website for any state, because I see on the Living Donor where people actually donate to other people in other states and will fly and donate and then fly back home and stuff. So not only in Virginia, obviously we in your back door, if you're local here, to be able to do that. The other piece that I'm really big on is volunteering. So if you can't help, maybe you can help through the donor. They have races and they have, fundraisers and things like that. So even if you can't donate, maybe you can help someone else get there too.
Yeah. That's insane. I'm thinking about the robotics too, because my wife, she's OR nurse, and she talks about how, the incisions they make are teeny tiny. And they go in and just do everything with a camera, and basically the doctor's on a joystick, doing everything by hand. But it's insane how all that works. And I know you probably had more done. As far as
I'm
cut
cut.
open.
I was cut from here to here.
Yeah. But it's just crazy that the less less and less impact is with these surgeries now that are causing people to recover faster, and
that's good, and less infection and all those other things.
I think that's the biggest thing. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, because I'm asking, like, I'm such a people person. Like, when they're rolling me back, I'm like asking the surgeon, I'm like, you feel good this morning? Your wife was nice to you? Did you have your coffee? Like,
Damn right.
you know, like,
How was
you
your
feeling
weekend?
good? Yeah. Like, you ready for this? You know, I mean, but, you know, because they're humans just like we are, right? Just like when you're a police officer, you're human. You know,
Damn
we
right.
talked about your stories of FTO, which I can't wait. I hope my daughter listens to this because, you know, she just came out of FTO not long ago. So,
Yeah.
you know, hearing her stories and asking questions and stuff, it's, you know, it's.
Well, maybe we'll have her on here one day, tell
There
her
you
her
go.
story.
She's
That'd
just
be
not
great.
allowed to talk about me, though.
Oh no, yeah. I mean, Floyd and I, you know, we belong to this AA group for cops.
He was telling me about that. Yep.
Yeah, and we, I mean, I could talk about anything in there. It's anonymous, but we did kind of talk about this, and I think what's important is because I'm a recovering alcoholic too. Obviously, I wouldn't be in the AA group, but the role that law enforcement plays in how officers, you know, self-medicate. So we didn't plan, you know, anything because Floyd was like, "What do you think? How we're going to do it?" I'm like, "Dude, we don't." And I'm not putting him down. I'd be nervous too because he thinks I'm going to like call out some crazy shit that he did back in the day. Which I told him I'm not going to do that. But I said if you do try to call me out, I'll drop the bomb on you. So.
Maybe you and I'll talk later. You can
Yeah.
I'll tell you all about it. Nah, hell no.
Yeah.
You just can't tell his wife.
I won't.
That was
I
before
don't
they.
know. I don't know if I can do that.
I'm kidding. Well, this is before they met, so come on.
Yeah, for sure. I'm sure she
We always throw some crazy stuff.
I ain't messing with her anyway because you were on like squatting 135 pounds this last week.
Yeah. And that's and that's the amazing thing too. I mean, our bodies will do way more than we think
That's
they
right.
will. You know, it's our minds that mess us up, which
That's true.
get us in the spots of why people are in AA, right? Like, I mean, thank God I had some sort of epiphany to take better care of myself starting in my mid-30s. But, you know, one of the things I did when I owned my gym is we did a lot of fundraising for NAMI, the National Alliance of Mental Illness. And it's one of the things, you know, that first responders, you know, don't get a lot of time to even take care of themselves because they're so busy taking care of other people. And then all of a sudden you wake up one day and you're retired and you're sick and you're like, how the hell did I get here? You know? And so, you know, even through meetings and, you know, I was super excited, you know, obviously, you know, I had one of the questions the psychiatrist asked me was like, you know, well, what are you going to do with Floyd, what he does after you get his liver? And
That's right. Yeah.
Or after he gets my liver. And I said, you know, my theory is it's like when you go to a store and you open a door for someone, you open that door because you want to open that door, not for the thank you. You know, we've all gotten frustrated when you've done something for someone and they didn't say thank you. But I'm like, it's between him and the big guy upstairs, what he does with that liver, you know, like once I do my part, it's on his. And to hear that he's going back in those meetings and talking to other guys, like I love that. I had no part in that, but I think about planting seeds, right? So you plant these little seeds and sometimes you see them grow and sometimes you don't.
Yeah.
So it's much bigger than just the liver donating. It's what you do after it. And, you know, Floyd's still in his recovery, which his recovery was a lot harder for me. And he's already back helping other people. I think that's a huge testament to his character and what he does.
And I could say, because I hadn't seen him for I don't know how long, maybe 5 years or probably more than that, until I saw all the stuff too, you know. And I reached out to him a couple of times, and in regular Floyd fashion, either he answers or he doesn't. But anyway, but somebody reached out and said, "Hey, have you heard about Floyd?" You know, and I didn't know anything about it. But anyway, the point is, when we met at the AA meeting, I didn't really know he was coming because the person who set it up, Dr. Greenberg, didn't really say. But when I saw him, I mean, didn't look very good. But this is post surgery.
Oh, okay.
But now he looks a lot better. I mean, I've watched him every week. We may have missed. We do try to do it every week, but sometimes, I mean, we've been meeting for 2 months or more, and I can see a definite improvement. But the other thing about it is, as long as I'm in contact with him, I'm not gonna let him backdrop either. I'm not gonna let him fall back. Because I'll hunt his ass down.
That's right. And if you don't, I will.
Yeah.
I mean, it's his choice, but I mean, I've told him and many times. I mean, I didn't know you until now. Just met.
We just met.
But I'm like, man, you know, this is a miracle for you, and you know, and I think he'll be fine.
Oh, I think so too, without a doubt.
But if he doesn't,
Oh, I'm good.
He said, "I'm
There's
good."
a strong liver in there now.
That's right.
It might be a little hard-headed, but
It's a little hard-headed. I think I've been a little more hard-headed, but
yeah,
Well, I can just tell how humble you are about it, and then how grateful you are. It's
real.
That
Yeah.
makes it even.
it's real.
even better, too.
I can honestly say, you know, the day I was told, because I was told by my doctor, oh, it's going to heal itself, it's going to grow back, it's going to be okay. Then I go to the cardiologist, the heart doctor. Somehow the heart and the stomach and all that's connected. Told me, from your labs, you're going to need a transplant. And I immediately said, because it's scary, it hit me. I'm like,
Hell yeah.
transplant.
Mm-hmm.
I immediately said, I'm not doing that. So my wife always went with me to these appointments.
Yeah, hell yeah.
And so when we got to the car, she's like, I was like, are you okay if I don't? She's like, it's up to you. You got to life. Because I asked him, I said, how long would I live if I didn't? He said, maybe a year, maybe 2. And that's about all. And then it's going to slowly degrade to where you're feeling sick about this. You don't feel good ever.
Yeah.
And I thought about it, and then I went back and said, I'm going to do it. So that's when it all started kind of rolling. Because they said the wait list can be anywhere up to 5 years.
Yeah.
They have people that are on the list that don't even survive because they didn't get a donor.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, definitely.
I didn't think about that.
So, it was heaven sent for me. I can't say enough to her. I owe her my life.
Oh, no doubt.
It's no doubt in my mind.
Yeah.
And she really, I'm a stranger, I was. And for her to do that, just, it tells me, because I did pray. I didn't pray like I used to back in the day. I didn't pray.
Yeah.
I believed in God, and I thought, everything happens for a reason. But I started praying, and next thing you know, here she is. And I'm like, wow. Because most people don't get that chance. Because they were at one point in time, because my SATs got so bad that they were going to give me a cadaver donor that day, because I was in the hospital, and they said, they came and told my wife, we're doing surgery tomorrow. This is cadaver. And then they came right back an hour later and said, the liver's messed up. They can't do it. So they sent me home. Then that's when she came along. Because I told my wife, I said, golly. She's like, well, I didn't tell, because she didn't tell me. The doctor's one took her out in the hall. And so, she said to me, you might be getting one sooner than you think. That's all she said. I'm like, whatever. She's always positive. She is. She's positive. And she's like, I know you're going to survive. Because at one point in time, I'm like, man, a doctor said a liver transplant is just as hard as a heart transplant.
Yeah.
So that freaked me out a little bit. But that was already after the fact that I had it done. It's just amazing to me. VCU had a great team. I probably was hard on them a little bit. Because I was funny about menus and stuff at the food, and they'd send you. They'd always get my order wrong, so I was always mad, calling down there raising. So where is my juice? Oh, you can't have juice.
And I was having lobster and filet mignon.
Yeah. She's like, I'll sneak you some. I said, nah.
I kept asking him, like, why isn't he up here? My coordinator was like, he got your liver. I was like, okay.
That's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I know, I've seen, and Floyd's seen me change over the 30 years, hopefully mature and grow up some. But, Floyd hadn't always, and me either, but in a different way, not the most humble person on the planet. You know what I mean? You're a hard-headed cat, man.
Yeah, well, I still am.
Yeah.
I was gonna say.
and just, I don't mean it in a bad way, because you almost got to have a certain kind of personality to be a cop and survive.
I'm sure.
But to see him now versus, then, his words are sincere as can be, and he's a changed person. So,
yeah,
facing death for real. We face death as a cop. There's a chance you take, but literally and it won't like an instant, you're dealing with a suspect and you it's possible you could get hurt or killed, but then you get him into custody and you're fine. It's over. This is something you had to think about day after day for months and months and months. And that kind of fear and that kind of unknown wears on you.
Oh, yeah.
One of the things I tell his wife, when I originally did this, I wasn't thinking about his wife or his children or his grandchildren. And, after meeting them, especially, you said your wife had breast cancer and she's a survivor, like watching someone you love
yes.
be sick and just,
tough,
not being able to fix it or help them. Peggy is just such an amazing woman. I mean, and she's in the medical field, right?
Yeah.
And I'm not in the medical field. So when I'm getting my labs after my surgery, I'm like, I don't know what this means. And they're all jacked up, and I'm Googling, and I'm like, oh, I got something else now. Never Google your medical symptoms. But, I just gave her access to my login and let her just tell me, like, hey, am I okay? And, whatever. I mean, thank God he had her, because I can't imagine going through something when you're sick and not having medical knowledge, because, VCU can do everything that they can, but there's so many sick people, they can't hold your hand to, everything. But, I say I did this with Floyd, of course, but I think I might have done it more for his wife and his kids. And his grandkids colored me a picture and said, thanks for saving my pawpaw. And it's still in my refrigerator. And I'm like, oh, like.
That was a 4-year-old.
Yeah, she's cute as a button. But, it doesn't only affect Floyd, it affected his whole unit, his whole family, everything, and I didn't realize the quality of life. He was sick for a couple of years, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. I mean, that's the whole part you don't see. And the guy that I was telling you about, the reason we started this podcast, he was an alcoholic as well. And, I think about him, and what you just said made me think of this is imagine choosing alcohol over everything you have in your life. I mean, he had 3 adult kids, a grandson, had 2 grandkids, and he chose alcohol over that every day. Mm-hmm. I'm just saying that's how powerful it is. Mm-hmm.
Do you think, though, that is it an active choice, or you just make that first choice and then you just don't think about the choices anymore afterwards? Like it's just a part of you?
I would think that only that I was on his ass nonstop.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to delve into make this about him, but alcoholism is real, and I know what you're saying. You live in an altered state of mind where an addict is a narcissist where all they think about is themselves, and if they can have that one break or some major event happen, that's why they say you got to hit rock bottom before you get sober.
Yeah. And there wasn't alcohol in my house growing up, not much. I mean, I definitely did my part of my drinking in my 20s and 30s and stuff, but my maternal grandmother died when she was 42 from being alcoholic, and my mom was 19, and I wonder, like, had they done liver transplants back then, which were, my mom's in her 70s now, like, would she have survived, and I didn't think about my, obviously I never met her. I wasn't born with my grandmother, but this has been going on for a long time, right?
Oh, yeah.
Like, I just... I can't imagine.
Well,
I think every addict has a choice, because I think even if at my worst days as an alcoholic, I knew what I was doing was wrong. And it may not have been while I was drinking, but I mean, I think in those moments of anxiety in the morning when you're sober or you have these anxiety attacks or whatever, I mean, and you know whether you're going to stop or not. You're telling people you're going to do these things, and you're not, but that you're not going to do it. You know what I'm trying to say?
And so when I was saying that, it's like, I don't understand. And unless you're in that, you don't understand. But like, if somebody was watching this podcast or listening to this, and it was somebody that was in a similar situation as you, or that gentleman that passed away, like,
Russ,
what would you tell them?
Oh man, I would tell them, search your soul. I mean, I think what saves people is when people drink or do drugs or whatever, they're physically addicted, but they're also running from something that they don't want to address. Now, I would, if you drink a lot, I mean, this guy, if he had quit drinking, he would have had to go to the hospital to detox, because alcohol detox will kill you. But that'd be one of my words of advice. But the other part would be, make that decision. If you have to do a medical detox, then do it. But if not, seek counseling and go to an AA meeting. It's like 90 and 90 to do this thing. And some of it I think is just a moral decision. You just got to make it. Like when I decided I was going to quit drinking, I never drink again. But I think and pray. Because I feel like I had tried to quit drinking before and it was unsuccessful, but I think I knew deep inside I wasn't really going to stop until I finally had hit my rock bottom. And then I prayed that, like you're talking about praying to God. I was in our bedroom at our house, and my wife and kids, they were babies, were in the other room, and I was like, God, you gotta help me, you gotta save me, because I can't keep doing this shit, Yeah. And I think it took that miracle for me to whatever happened, that was it.
Yeah.
And that's when, I had God had given me messages before. I watched my kids be born. I did all these things, but that was another, that probably was one of the biggest events because I stopped drinking. I've been sober 20 plus years. So
that's amazing, which is hard to do, especially in this society.
Yeah.
I quit drinking when I started working out when I was 35, 36 years old. And mostly it was because I couldn't keep up with drinking and working out. And I really wanted to work, once I got that, I was an athlete when I was a teenager. And when I got that feeling back, like now for me, when I tell people I don't drink, I've had people ask, like, did you have a drinking problem before? And I'm like, no, I really had an eating problem. But, I just chose not to because I didn't like the way it made me feel. And, when you go out places, even now I'm in sales, and when I go to events, everybody has a drink in their hands. Like, so I have a sales meeting later this week, and they bring us down and we stay in a hotel, and, everybody hangs out at the bar, and I go up to the room. I'd rather order a chocolate cake and eat it in the bed than sit down at that bar, but that's my vice, but it's almost, I'll go out sometimes and I'll order a Sprite with a lime in it just so people won't ask me questions. Like you change. When you change your lifestyle, you have to change everything in your lifestyle, first starting with God and then the people you're around.
Yes.
Because if you continue to hang around the people, and I can't imagine being a police officer and going to work with other police officers that probably have the same issue that they don't even talk about, but because they do it and you're around them all the time, those are the things, that hard conversations we don't like to have, especially as a man. I've done a lot of research with mental health, and, for me, it's just, you got to not only change once you get up off your knees from praying, but you got to change everything in your life, and it's going to suck. And it sucks to hit that rock bottom, and it sucks to change. But when you change for the betterment of yourself and the Lord and your family, God's always going to have you. Yeah. Absolutely. I believe that.
Yeah. I was just going, like, touching back on, do alcoholics do it? They have kids, they have grandkids, and are they intentionally doing it to hurt somebody? And I was listening to something the other day, but I've known people who actively have drinking problems or have anxiety and depression. I think it's a trap. It traps you and it keeps you in a tight bubble. And I think in some people's minds, because I take medication for anxiety, and I tell people because I know people with it, and they think they're trapped, and they think that's their normal life, is waking up with a knot in their stomach or nervous to talk to people. And it's just like, there is a way out. You just gotta, figure out whether it's medication, whether it's therapy. And I think drinking is the same way, where drinking and drugs, where that person in their mind, their better self is their current self. Because probably when they started drinking or started doing drugs, they were probably already at a low, and that was their high at the time. And now they would rather not go back, because like you said, if you have to detox, if you have to put a lime in a Sprite to prove people that you're not doing something, it's probably scarier than it is just to hit the bottle and just do it. Because I feel pressured. I don't drink every day. I just, we drink on the weekends, and personally I don't like how it makes me feel either. But if we're at an event or out to eat, it's like, why not? Everyone else is doing it. And
it's social, makes you feel good, makes you get relaxed a little bit. You can talk to people.
It's just, it calms you down. But I think in that mindset, they're not looking at it like, oh, I'm hurting these people. They're focusing on, like, we get up and brush our teeth and get ready for work, and when they get home, I got to drink this beer so I can feel a certain way. And I think it's just not just breaking a habit, but it's breaking your kind of way of life.
Yeah.
So,
and it's easier, I'm assuming, to pick up a 6-pack or 12-pack or buy a bottle of liquor than going to a doctor these days. And that's a whole other conversation, and getting medication. It's just easier. And it's unfortunately, I don't feel our society in the service, with service members, or even with the medical field, getting an appointment and then getting someone to actually listen to you and to help you. And, I commend you for taking medication, because it's there to help you, you know, and it's there to, help all those things so you don't lead to other things. And it's hard to ask for help, and so it's.
And it was hard because I was never the one, I don't think my friends or, girlfriend, now wife at the time was, they never guessed I was the one to do it. Because I was always the one people would come to ask for help. And I always seemed like, and I always was like, cheerful and happy and stuff. But it was like, I would wake up literally every morning with this huge knot in my stomach. And it was like these random things I would get stressed out about. And I just thought it was me. That's just how life is. And talking to people, it's like, no, people wake up and they're fine and go out their day with no stress. And it was putting an effect on me. And same thing you said, I had to go to the doctor and kind of like not force them to give me medication, but I really had to like
advocate for yourself.
Because they were like, no, I mean, do this, and have you seen a therapist and stuff? And I was just like, I felt smart enough to know that I've felt this for long enough. I want to try it and see how it goes. And I don't think it's been at least 3 or 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
And he'd already done it. My sister had already been on it.
Mm-hmm.
And at this point, I've gotten a couple of my friends to get, just to try it.
Yeah.
Because we've talked about it before. I mean, if you have a
And
heart
change
problem,
their lives, yeah.
yeah. If you go to the doctor and they say you have a high
blood pressure, yeah.
The first thing you're going to do is, okay, what do I need to take?
Yeah.
But if when it comes to your brain, it's like everyone's kind of freaked out to.
It's a stigma, but it's all bullshit. I mean,
Yeah.
the stigma's bullshit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, why suffer unnecessarily if you have a chemical imbalance? And, I started taking, when I quit drinking, I started taking Paxil. I still take it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it just fills that gap, And I've tried, I'm sharing it because I hope somebody listens to it. I've tried like wean myself off, but my family knows right away.
Get back on it.
Yeah, get back on it. My wife in particular is like, are you messing?
She'll know the day of. She'll be like,
Yeah.
"What did you take half your?"
She's like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Because I still
Yeah.
feel weak about it sometimes.
Yeah.
Like, why am I doing this shit? I don't need this shit no more.
Well, and that's the thing. I mean, I'm sure, you probably were raised in a similar generation that I was, is, we got hurt or something. You didn't talk about your mental health. If you got hurt,
Nope.
you suck it up, you
You
fix
didn't
it.
do that.
I can remember, I tell stories of like, running into a barbed wire fence when we were unloading cows and, cut my eye open, and I'm on the side of the dairy barn with a paper towel, and I had to wait till they got done doing cows. I couldn't cry until, I couldn't go to the hospital until they were done. I mean,
Yeah.
I was not raised in a generation that you talked about mental health,
No.
especially males. You don't talk about mental health. And so you have to self-medicate, and that could be alcohol, drugs, food,
Yeah.
anything, women, like whatever, but
That's real,
I think the
yeah.
biggest thing, which is huge, that I appreciate that y'all do too, is like the podcast and talking about it and just getting it out there, and like you talking about, you're young, obviously talking to your friends about taking medication and your mental health. Like that's God's work. That's a power that our generation didn't have.
Yeah, we didn't have that. You didn't
I'm
talk about
sure,
it. Floyd's the same way, yeah.
Did you show up for work, Floyd, and somebody said, Floyd, how are you today? How's your mental health? Did that ever happen?
No, I just had one time I showed up working in Liberman and they said, "You smell like a brewery."
Should have said you busted one.
Well, what happened was,
Oh, you're the one that said it?
that's me. That's my last. Yeah, my last name's Liberman.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but what happened was, I had probably been sober for a while, and I had been talking to him like, "Hey, dude, you need to tighten up," because people were doing that for me when I was drinking. They're like, "Hey,
Yeah.
dude, I can smell alcohol," and there were other figures that helped me along the way, obviously, but I think I finally got tired of him. And I was like, "Dude." He walked in the roll, wherever the hell we were. I'm like, yeah, bro. I mean, you smell like a freaking, brewery, man. I'm trying to
Yeah.
I hate to call him out, but
Yeah.
sometimes
but that's
that
love.
tough love is what
that's
it is.
love. We just don't. We always think love is hugs and kisses and telling everybody you're okay until you're not okay and you're staying at the doctor's office. Like, I mean,
Yeah,
how
it
did you
seems-
feel when he said that to you? Just curious.
I cussed him out because
He's like, fuck you, Liberman.
I think I said to him, "Are you serious?"
Yeah, but
Stop smelling me.
Yeah, if I didn't care, I wouldn't have said shit.
But it's love, and I'm assuming because I'm the only woman here, it's hard for a man to say to another man, like, get your shit together, or,
Tighten up, man.
I love you, or I smell it, or whatever, And
Yeah.
I mean, as a female, I would say, you smell bad. Get your shit together. Where can I take? Let me go to an AA meeting with you.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
I'm but that's a little bit different. But
Yeah, I think
but,
I think it's different. But but it is real. I mean, but he didn't quit drinking then.
yeah,
No, I think we were talking about like
I'm not being mean, but I mean,
Yeah.
think about what all we've already talked about. You don't have to talk about it if you don't want to, but I mean, you felt like the job caused you to drink. I mean,
I think it had a contributing factor for years. You know how it was. It seems like everything you did, no matter if your intentions were to be on the right, it was somehow at times wrong.
Oh, yeah, sure.
You were accused of things that you didn't do. You were the stress level of going and seeing a child dead.
yeah,
Or another teenager stabbed and watched the person die right before you.
And watch the parents and everybody else react to it.
Right.
That was the worst part.
Screaming.
And then you get a call later to go to another call when you just have been on to that
Nonstop.
call. Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, like, what were you
You'd
supposed to do?
Yeah, you'd go to a stabbing or a shooting, and then you may not be the primary officer, and the next thing you're going to a loud music call. And you're like,
or a suicide.
Yeah, something dumb. I mean, I'm just saying,
Yeah.
you go to something so serious or something dumb, and you're like, how do I even, make this make sense?
Yeah.
I don't give a shit about your loud music. I just watch this, just all this dead body and these people freaking out,
But you can't say that, so you got to.
Yeah, you just got to be professional.
And
But-
I was always told as a young officer back in late 80s, FDO would always say, you just got to suck it up, man. That's how it is.
Yeah, that was the answer.
It was never talked about. You just had to suck it up, and you didn't talk about it.
Yeah, I think
That's how it was.
Yeah. No, he's right. Yeah, even in the '90s, I was there. I started in '90. I was hired in '94, but I came out of the academy in '95. But that's The thing was just suck it up and just deal with it. But they didn't tell you how to suck it up and to deal with it.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. And I can't. It's been more people who have retired since, but I counted at one time like 10 people have retired that was before us, and I think like at least 6 or 7 of those folks didn't live 5 years. Either stroke, heart attack, suicide, whatever.
Yeah.
2 by suicide. That Floyd and I knew well. So
Yeah.
I
or
remember
attempted suicide. Yeah.
that you
1.
said earlier when the doctor said you're going to have a liver transplant. I think some of that hard-headedness was you saying, no, I
That's
don't need
exactly what it was. I was scared. It actually scared me really bad.
Yeah.
Because I've never had a surgery up until this.
Really?
Never. Never
Wow.
had a surgery. So I'm like, wow, that's deep. That's a transplant of an organ.
Yeah.
That's insane.
And it hit me just, wow. Well, how long do I have if I don't do it?
Yeah.
And of course, my wife was supportive. She didn't say, "No, you're gonna get it." What she said was, that's on you. But I think you should consider doing it because you'll have more time.
Oh yeah, of course.
And so, yeah, she's been an inspiration as well. Not as much, Patti, like I said, she's my angel. I can't say nothing else. And my wife she's just as, she's an angel, but in another way.
Sure.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
Right. It's
your
just-
wife was powerless to cure you, and then another angel came along and gave you the cure.
Right. And God's
I couldn't live with you.
No.
Hell no, you can't live with them.
I can't live with them.
Hell no.
Yeah. My question too is, and Floyd and I hadn't even talked about this really. I mean, we never talked about how he got here. We never talked about anything. We just, when we met each other, we just talked about the liver transplant and whatever, And I've had people ask me like, well, why did he need one? And I was like, I don't know. I never asked.
So you never knew?
Yeah, I didn't know. I had no idea. I mean, I assumed maybe, but it wasn't my business. I didn't care. I was just cared about
I
helping
dig
him.
that.
I mean,
Yeah. And one of the key factors to being a part of this donation process is you had to have stopped drinking. Now, they said will do a transplant with a person drinking if it's like you have 2 weeks to live or something like that.
Wow.
They will do it, but it's not a live donor. It's usually a cadaver.
So,
But
I mean, we talked about it, but what do you think contributed to your, liver disease?
no question. Well,
I mean, you don't have to
think it was
answer.
alcohol. I do. I sincerely, because I was drinking very heavy. But my doctor, my primary doctor, says I think it's more. It was not just alcohol, and so did my liver doctor. He even said to me, he said, "I don't think it's just this drinking. It's something else." Because my primary doctor was telling me how people come in here all the time with fatty livers, and they have never drank.
Yeah,
So
it can happen.
it's-
Sure. Oh yeah.
It's diet or whatever.
one of the times when I was testing, because I talked to everybody, I was talking to one of the nurses or student nurses, because I ran into a lot of them during the 5.5 months. And, I asked her, I was like, what are the reasons why people have liver transplants? And I don't remember the stats because my memory's not great sometimes, but there's actually more people that get liver transplants that aren't alcoholics than there are that are alcoholics.
I believe it.
I don't know if it's they don't live as long or whatever, but, you're, because I have to say this and because it's just in me, but like your food, your consumption.
Hereditary, yeah. And
Hereditary,
yeah. But diet is huge.
Huge. And, I say all the time, when I started my wellness journey, I was on antidepressants. I was on blood pressure medicine. I was on cholesterol medicine. I was 35, 36 years old. I'm 45. I'm on 0 medication.
Wow.
I'm on nothing. My dad, when he passed away at 61, it was an accident, but he had already had 3 or 4 heart surgeries.
Dang.
You know, my sister, my mom, my brother, they're all on medications, you know. Just because someone tells you, and I do believe in hereditary, but just because someone tells you it's hereditary, you don't give up to that. You don't give into it.
Yeah.
You fight it. You know, I think a lot of your hereditary is your habits that you get. You
That's true,
raise
too.
children. Your habits. Your children do what they see you do.
Yeah.
And then if you consume the things you do and do those things, then your children are probably going to have it because they're living a similar lifestyle you are.
Yeah.
You know, and I made my mind up in my mid-30s is that I'd never wanted my 2 girls sitting in a waiting room waiting for me to have a heart surgery.
Yeah.
I didn't want them to sit where I've sat before. And if I did, I'm a fighter. I wanted to fight for that.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And it's hard every day. I mean, you know, you have to, you know, so it could have been anything on top of that, but you know, you wouldn't have met me then if you hadn't done
I've
it.
been so fortunate.
So I mean, yeah, I'm with that 100%.
And it is hard nowadays because, I mean, I'm on the road all the time. So I do HVAC, and it's like all the guys I work. Well, I wouldn't say all of them. A lot of guys I work with, it's stopping at McDonald's every day, at Sheetz every day, and they're putting up new fast food and gas,
Just shitty food.
you know, gas
nonstop.
stations everywhere, and it's
Yeah.
cheap, easy food.
Yeah, I
But
sell
it's-
food for a living now.
Oh, is that
I
what you do?
Yeah, so I mean, I sold a gym because it's easier, especially since COVID. Everybody always says that to sell. It's easier for me to sell food than it is wellness.
To big restaurants
Yeah.
and stuff.
Yeah,
She
big.
does
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I
restaurants.
do restaurants, gas stations, anywhere. If you need a food person, I'm out to. But you know, I
to
sell
know.
food. You know, and I don't sell a lot of healthy food. You
Oh,
know,
okay,
I
yeah.
sell. You know, because there's staffing issues. I sell quick, fast, cheap, easy food, and they. You know, I could talk about this. Could be a whole nother podcast, but they put things in because they know you guys are. All of us are stopping, going through a drive-through,
Yeah.
picking
Yeah.
up things. You know, and you know, not consuming things like. It's a war every day. Even
Yeah.
if you get the fittest of your life, you've done all the things you're supposed to do, it is still going to be a war. It's still going to be an internal war physically and mentally every single day the rest of your life. And I
Yeah.
think that's what we don't talk about too, is that if you just do this or you do that, you'll be okay. You're still going to fight a war to be healthy. But,
Damn right.
You know, probably a little bit more so than most of us, but a lot better than you were a year ago, right? But you got to. And then like, you know, asking for help,
Yeah.
talking to your friends, talking to your loved ones. Like,
Well, it's funny because people are hard headed, usually in the wrong direction. Because I mean, I started packing my lunch every day, and at first I was getting looks, or people
yeah.
would ride with me. They're like, "Oh, Eric brought his lunch again today."
Yeah.
But those same people are now bringing stuff with them.
Yeah.
Because I try to tell people it's cheaper. I mean, obviously,
oh, absolutely,
Yeah, it
it's
is.
cheaper.
and the same guys are now they're bringing sandwiches and snacks, and
Yeah.
it's not they weren't hard headed enough to bring stuff. They were more, you know, it was easier for them to say, what are you doing? Because it was different.
Yeah.
And I think as men that's hard because I've you ride with someone for 8 hours a day, they open up, and some of the toughest guys also, and they start spilling out all these crazy, not soft things, but
Yeah.
you know, as a dude, you'd be like, you know, that's pretty soft to say.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's just once people break that barrier down, it's
Yeah.
we're
And when
all
people
the
make fun
same.
of you, it's their insecurities. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
have people, you know, like he mentioned about me lifting. I have people message me all the time when I lift. I share my fitness journey because I'm always doing something new and cool. And because I enjoy doing, you know, pushing myself to do things. And I'll have people message me like, don't do that. You're going to hurt yourself. Or, you know, don't invite
Patty
Patty.
said,
'cause-
I'm working on that money maker.
yeah, that's right. Like, you know, I mean, if people say things to you because what's what they want you to do. Yes, my moneymaker keeps me in business. But yes, I need this to work good. Yeah, but people, yeah.
He's got part of her liver. He can say
Yeah,
that.
he can say whatever.
Yeah, I'm sitting here like, bro, I hear that right? I mean, that's how we normally talk, but
Well,
I'm just
he is
like,
part female now since he has a female liver in there. So I do joke with him
I
about
wonder why
that.
I'm a little,
he is a little more effeminate, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but anytime, like,
And hard headed, so I'm thinking that could be a contributor.
that part probably didn't help, right? Well, hopefully she gave you some fighting spirit.
So yeah. Oh,
I'll
yeah,
have him out.
definitely.
I'll have him in the gym too. Eventually,
There
you
you go.
watch. We'll be sharing videos of
She's
Floyd.
still talking about it.
Shit, I'm going to come to the gym with you too,
There
damn.
you go. It's always fun. It's a good time.
But yeah, anytime you do something new, like you said earlier, when I quit drinking, the people that I hung around with that I thought, you know, we were friends, once they figured I wasn't a drinker anymore, I mean, those whole relationships were just dissolved in nothing.
Yeah.
You know, and it's not like they weren't, well, I mean, I guess they weren't really friends, but the point was, and they pointed at you like, who the hell do you think you are?
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
oh, you don't drink, oh, you're special, huh? But, you know,
Yeah.
you got to forget all that bullshit.
Yep.
I mean, and they're probably, a lot of them are still in the same place.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't want Floyd. I'm not trying to make Floyd talk about it, but I mean, how much alcohol do you think was? I mean, for me, I was at some point I started drinking every day almost.
I was drinking every day, half gallon of vodka.
Yeah.
Up until I figured it was 7 hours that my BAC was below.
Yeah.
And then I could go to work.
Yeah.
So it would be up maybe till 1, 2 in the morning.
Yeah. I mean, it's real, man.
But I tried to always drink quick because I would kind of pass out and I could sleep for about 4 hours. So it was kind of, once I started, I tried to knock it out.
And you quit drinking before you
Yes.
found out about your liver, right? I mean, yeah.
No, I was going through it. The doctor was telling me I need to stop doing a lot of things. And so I did seek treatment because I couldn't stop. I'll be honest with you. I'd stop for a week and something would happen, or I'm like, man, I'm only going to take one more drink and that's it. And I kept telling myself doing that. I would take one or two and I'd quit for a week or a couple days. And I never could just not do it. So I did go into a rehab type facility that put me there I was in there for 30 days. Because they would give you medicine for detox, because I would just start shaking.
Hell yeah.
It was crazy. I felt my stomach would have a knot in it. It made you really sick. So they would give me medication to stop all that. And do blood work almost all the time. I think they were doing the blood work to test and see if I had been drinking. And they even did that at VCU. Was taking blood to see if I actually had been drinking anything, since I guess they have a way of telling. And but they took 19 vials of blood from me one time when this all journey first started. 19 vials. I'm like, I ain't got no more blood left. 19.
That's not, yeah, I mean, you got a lot. I mean, it seems like a lot, but you have quite a bit. But I got you.
I've had transfusions because from the drinking, it caused my stomach to get these, what do you call it? Some type of, I can't think of the word, but it's called, the blood vessels are in the stomach and they rupture.
Yeah.
And they had to band them.
That's what Russ died from, man.
Yeah, because they said, so they banded my blood vessel because I had bleeds. So I'd go in the hospital and they'd give me 3 units of blood.
Damn, I'm trying to think what it's called. It's a visceral something like that.
Ascites.
Peggy will tell us.
Ascites.
Yeah, basically like a blood vessel burst, but I mean, it's a main, actually it's an artery, and it could be in your esophagus, it can be in your stomach.
And they banded all mine. And so, it came from drinking. That's exactly what I was told, because I didn't drink mixed drinks. I drank it straight.
Yeah.
I drank it straight and chased it with like orange juice or something, which, it got down quicker, instead of just mixing it up.
I get it. I did it.
But I didn't, like I said, I didn't go out and drink. I didn't go nowhere. I stayed home.
Yeah, it becomes like a coping device, but then it also was a physical and a mental addiction.
Yeah, because I woke up the next day. At first, it didn't bother me. I wake up, go to work, I was good. But then it started getting to the point, I wake up in the morning, I felt like shit. I felt terrible. And, man, by the end of the day, I was starting to shake again.
Yeah, that's that physical addiction. Did you look it up?
I couldn't find it.
Yeah, I think it's like an arterial.
Let's start with a V something.
Yeah.
It's
Bursitis.
Bursitis or something. Bursitis.
I mean,
Bursitis.
Now, when you were drinking heavy, before you stopped and would have shakes and stuff, the nightly hook, was that something that it just made you feel better, or was it more like you were trying to get to sleep, or was it?
Well, it was. Something happened at work. You take that stuff home. And if anyone says they don't, they always take it home. You take it home. Mm-hmm. You take it to your family, because you just don't talk about it. I mean, at times, there were times I didn't talk to my wife about nothing. She didn't even know what I did. But
I'm just laughing.
What is wrong with you?
I'm sorry, bro. I've known you so long, man. This is the way you said that.
But yeah, I would do that, and it got to the point where I drank like that to just forget it, and also to sleep. I had nightmares for a while that they had to give me. I had PTSD diagnosed, PTSD and severe anxiety. So I medicated for them 2 things.
Damn right. Yeah, that's good.
Did you realize you had that before they diagnosed you with it?
Yeah, because I'm anxious. I would get anxious, like just, I didn't like. At first, I was a social butterfly, I would think, and then it got to the.
You can say that.
Oh,
That fool had a crack. if you went, well, we used to work at this club. I'll just say I ain't gonna go into no detail, but I mean, literally, it was a crowd around Floyd all night. He was like a celebrity, man.
All the ladies
And men,
and men too. They love him too. Yeah,
not like
They
that.
just,
but-
I know. Yeah, just a fun guy to
Just
be around.
Popular, yeah.
Yeah.
And then, like I said,
He was a playboy.
I was not. I was a married man.
I know. I'm just kidding. Yeah.
Oh, shit.
People just liked you, and you were just, magnetic or whatever the word is.
Getting in too much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, he he still is a character, but I mean, it was just like, like you said, he was, I think all the anxiety and all that stuff came later. But you
Yes,
went through a lot of
yes.
other things too.
Yeah. With for my divorce.
Yeah. I mean,
Which
it's a factors
was
of
in
things built.
2010, I think.
Yeah. So,
It was my first one. It was at 10. No, it wasn't 10. It was 8. It was 2008.
yeah.
Then I got married to my new wife, and I think it was 10.
Bro, you better get this
No,
right. You don't ever come on no damn show and have this right.
No. I can't help you here.
Yeah, I know, right?
I don't know. I damn sure don't know, but I'm just like,
Maybe memory loss is with liver transplants
yeah.
too.
Well, I had
We'll just
that
say
too.
It's a medical.
I had memory loss, terrible. At one time, I get ammonia because drinking ammonia levels came with that.
Yeah.
So it would rise, and I would be driving, and all of a sudden, I don't know where I am. My
Dang.
wife's like, "Why are you driving on the left side of the road?" I was like, "What?" She's like, "Yeah, you all own a." I said, "You crazy." So next thing I know, I had to let her drive. But then one time, my wallet, I wanted to find my debit card, and I couldn't find it. I pulled my wallet and couldn't figure out how to open my wallet, man, like pull the cards out. So it was crazy.
Yeah.
That ammonia is a bad thing. Sometimes I'd go to work towards the end, and my ammonia levels were high, and I would be acting like just zombie-ish, like.
yeah, that's real, man.
Yeah. So, I was fortunate, a lot of crazy things in Petersburg. Petersburg also took care of me. So
Yeah, you had some people looking out for you.
I can't say that, it was all bad experience. In every department, I think, or any job, you have some bad experiences.
Oh, yeah.
But you said you had like the chief looking out for you and stuff.
Yeah, the chief always looked out for me. I mean, he gave me hell now. Don't get me wrong.
But what chief? Because we had some pretty.
Christian, Chief Christian.
Yeah. You're not talking about Dixon who stole millions of dollars.
No.
Okay.
I don't think he ever spoke to me.
Yeah, I just want to put that in there. All right.
I don't think he
He's too
ever
busy
spoke
taking
to
money.
me.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
think, he never spoke to me. But, yeah, like I said, it was a roller coaster. And even now, I feel better. I do. I'm sort of lazy still, which they said if I start doing stuff, I would work that out. Patti, she wants me walking and running, and
I didn't tell you to run.
you told me to lift weights.
I mean, one day you'll run, but I don't want to tell you that now. No. I just want you to move your body.
She'll call me and say, "What have you done today?"
Yeah.
I'm going to watch TV.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
But
But I warned him when this all started. I was like, "You open this, I can't stop it. And I'm going to ask you how you are." And,
Pandora's
it's
box,
just-
yeah.
I'm not going to, but
And
it's
she
love.
does.
It's
she
love,
checks on me all the time. She
Yeah.
does.
And I can say things to him that Peggy couldn't. Peggy probably told him to get up and go do something a million times.
Yeah.
We don't ever listen to our loved ones, but we'll listen to someone else.
That's right.
you
No,
know,
that's
so-
right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I think we got to do this too. I mean, we don't have to, but we should. It's like, how big of a role did Peggy play in your journey?
A whole lot.
Yeah.
A whole lot. She, bless her heart, took 6 weeks off from work.
Well, you said even before that, she was trying to get you to get sober.
Yeah.
She stuck
I'll
with
be
you.
honest, she left at one point in time. From
You
my
don't have to put that in there.
Well, she did. It's true. I mean, I ain't going to deny it. It was true because of the drinking.
Yeah, that's real, man.
Yeah.
And
Tough love.
she's tough love. And then she always took care of me. It was odd to me. She left, but everything she was taking care of was still being taken care of. Then she came back because I was trying to get help. I was trying to stop.
Yeah.
I've been through many places to stop, and it's just like that monster. I call it a monster that would just pull you back in.
Yeah.
Because it's and then next day you're like, wow, what am I doing?
The worst part of the monster is you.
Exactly. It's your inner.
That's the worst. Yeah. For all, any kind of addiction, the monster is you.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I've studied a lot of this shit myself, but yeah. But I mean, they say what you most need to know is where you least want to look.
Right.
So I think, one of my big fans is Jordan Peterson. It's like, slay the dragon in the lair. Don't wait for him to come to you. So that's what that picture is right there. It's from one of his books. Mm-hmm. But that's the truth. You see him.
And that's true. You never did ask me what happened. Because we hadn't met.
That's pretty noble.
Times.
Yeah, you could have
met many times prior to the surgery, just having lunch. My wife, her daughters.
I met your family.
Mm-hmm. Then my kids came, and I was in the hospital at the time, so I couldn't go. Yeah. But she met everybody. Everybody met everybody. Mm-hmm. And from there, it's been going, It's just like
it seems like it took forever to happen. Those 5.5 months testing felt like forever, and then all of a sudden it just started, And it's funny because I had one of the best years I've ever had at work. This is my 4th year going into food sales, and I won 3 trips. I won a trip to Cancun twice this year, Miami, and then I went to Aruba. And so I actually had a trip planned to Cancun that I won through work, and I was trying to push the surgery off. I really wanted to do it October because I was like, it's wintertime, I could chill. I don't want to do it in the summertime, And then I thought, you make this decision, you need to do it, girl. That was, kind of some self-talk or whatever. And so I had to tell him the first time we went to lunch, I'm like, the first time he met me, I'm like, I'm going to donate my liver, but I'm going to Cancun a couple weeks before I bring it to you. I'm going to take her for one more ride. But, he was like, and then I was like, oh, is he going to be upset with me because I'm going to Cancun? Life still happened, and I still had a really good year and had surgery, those things just came up. We just,
So, how much time was it in between when you were like, okay, this is a match until the actual surgery?
So I think it was May 15th is when we found out, and then July 29th was our surgery. Yeah, so it was a pretty quick turnaround. Yeah. Yep.
Pretty amazing.
That is amazing.
Yeah, it was cool. I don't want everybody to have to go do that, but
No, of course not. But yeah.
Yeah, like I said, it took a lot. I realized how much it took out of her. She didn't know me. The funny thing is, she didn't know me.
Yeah, it's amazing.
She had answered. She prayed on it, and it came through all that suffering because she suffered. She actually. I know she suffered because I was talking to her during some of those times.
Yeah,
and so I know she suffered. For me. For someone she didn't know until recently. Mm. So I always, will be so ever grateful. And she's my little angel. Well, that'll beat me up, but she's still my angel.
Just when you feel weak,
gangster angel.
When you feel like you're going to slip or fall or something like that, then that's the strength you draw upon.
Yeah,
it is.
We always need somebody. So,
it's crazy that you had. A doctor had said you may only have a year or 2 left.
And that hit me. But I was so hard hit because I'm like, ain't nobody cutting me. They do take half off, man. Because like I said, it wasn't no easy surgery because it started over here and ended over here. I had a tube from my neck going to the heart.
Damn.
I had one in my stomach that was draining fluid, and then the staples.
Yeah,
and then if I wore a
too.
shirt, sometimes the staples would hang on the shirt.
Like Frankenstein.
Yeah, it's like, and they did take them out, and that was good. But I couldn't even lay on my side; it hurt so bad.
Yeah, both of us had to sleep on our backs for a while. I'm glad that he's telling that part of it because if somebody's going through something right now and they hear this, I'm assuming, a lot of things, you never think it's you. You never think this won't happen to me. I won't get sick. This won't happen to me. And then all of a sudden, you wake up one day. And I believe in signs too. This could be a sign. This could be a message for someone else to seek help, ask for help. And if you don't get help, then ask someone else. And if they don't help you, ask someone else. You keep advocating for yourself until someone gives you that helping hand to get you where you are, or where you need to be. So you don't have to worry about being cut open or being through what Floyd went through because there is help out there.
Yeah.
It might not be the one you want because it's uncomfortable, like you said. It's not cool. It's not something, especially dudes do, But women and especially moms, they don't do it either. They don't want to ask for help. We don't want to be weak, But it's not weakness. It takes way more strength to ask for help than it does to
Yeah, no, I agree with that 100%.
stay there. So I hate that he went through that, but I think for a reason, just like this podcast, it could help someone else.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think, we'd like to have you on again, talk about food and talk about all that. Why not? I mean, think about it. I mean, that's key, and that's something that, short of somebody like Joe Rogan or these other people like Casey Means, without, and even that doesn't get main play.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember during COVID, I was working at the police academy at the time. The director, John Claiborne, everything they said do, he did. But like the COVID shot, then the what's it called, the booster. The booster. Wear a mask, Clorox the rooms. But then every day they would eat McDonald's for lunch.
Right.
So I'm like, how serious are you really taking this shit? You realize that this is one small piece of your entire health.
Yeah.
And yet you eat McDonald's and some kind of shit food every day.
Yeah. But you won't question that.
Bro.
You won't question
Hello,
that. I mean, it's a thing. I mean,
shit was crazy, bro.
Yeah.
And I tried to tell him that, but even during COVID, the lines out McDonald's were around the block.
Well, and it's one of the reasons why, during COVID, being a gym owner, the governor shut me down.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
He shut churches and gyms down. And I did not realize, and I will say it all the time, we don't have a food issue. We have a mental health issue.
Yeah.
My stomach's never hungry. It's this and this that craves things because I don't take care of the shit I need to take care of. So my drug of choice is chocolate, not alcohol, and I knew.
I want some chocolate.
Yeah, I know, right? I knew
that is my biggest issue.
Oh, sugar is the devil. I mean, it's the only thing I haven't been able to kick. I'm much better at it now, but I knew, because I ended up getting a certification for nutrition coaching, and which you don't even need that. You just need to talk to people. But, alcohol turns into sugar, and then I was eating sugar. So if I was a sugar addict and I'm drinking alcohol, it's a double whammy. So I'm going to have diabetes and I'm not going to have a liver. Like, I knew that. Like, I had to give up one, and for me, it was easier for alcohol. Thank God. But, if you're a recovering alcoholic, you stay away from bars, you stay away from people that drink, you do whatever. If you're a sugarholic, you go to the dollar store and, Karen's like, you want this $1 Reese cup? Hell yeah, I do. But stop, it's everywhere. You go to the hardware store, you go to Lowe's, you go to Agri Supply, it's candy everywhere. I mean, that's a whole, we'll talk, it could be a whole nother podcast. But
but it's true. It's
an addiction. That's an addiction too. It's food. It's, it's.
Well, yeah, if you've helped with that, whatever reason, Hershey Kisses are mine.
Oh, they're amazing, aren't they?
I just handfuls. Sometimes I can't kick it. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, it's hard. I mean,
I tell people that's my addiction, and they laugh. But I mean,
he's. I mean,
you can ask my wife.
I picked up his wrappers for his entire life since he's been eating them. So
and threw them in the floor.
Hell yeah!
Well, they fell out of my hand.
And this house, before he moved out, everywhere I went, there was a Hershey Kiss wrapper. I'm like, this motherfucker.
Anyone who knows me, there's going to be a little Hershey Kiss something.
I always say,
I think he does it on purpose.
If you went to a party,
sometimes.
If I went to a party or went to a bar and I set a 6-pack down, we drank beer, and I drank them all, you wouldn't say nothing to me. If I come to a party and I set 6 cupcakes down or a bucket of Hershey Kisses and I ate them, y'all be looking at me sideways. Like, you'd be like, what's wrong with that chick?
That's
you can ask my wife. I mean, after every meal, especially dinner, if I'm out of chocolate, I will scrounge the house.
Oh, you need a sweet treat. Yeah.
I need something.
Every meal.
Like, I will find like cooking chocolate chips or something in the very back, and I'll eat something just to. Yeah. And I can't go to sleep without it. It's crazy.
Me too. Same.
Yeah, I was going to say that. I thought it was just because I was out. When I quit drinking, I always got to have sugar before I go to bed.
Yeah.
And I've done that for 20 years.
It's the same. I mean, you were drinking sugar and now you're eating it. I mean,
I blamed it on that, but
stuff, yeah. I mean, it's one drug of choice. Too. Yeah. I mean, it's your drug of choice. It's like I said, it's the one thing I haven't. So, I could sell, I knew job security wise, like, my background, I worked for Capital One for 12 years and did whatever. And, I loved having my gym. I had it for 7 years, sold it, still being run, very successful gym in Wakefield, Virginia. But, I knew the whole world would shut down and we still drank and we still ate. Hell, we couldn't do to-go margaritas before COVID. Now you can get alcohol to go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, hey, we're going to shoot these people up and keep them healthy, but, we'll let them drink. Like, my answer to COVID was, if you're concerned about your health, which is not easy to do, it won't happen tomorrow, but that was 5 years ago.
Yeah.
So how many people 5 years ago said, oh crap, like if I get COVID, I'm going to be really sick, I could die, let me take care of my health. It seems like it was yesterday. Most people didn't change their health or their lifestyle.
Not at all.
They
got worse.
It got worse. But I know that my job security, we're all going to eat, and we're going to eat out because nobody knows how to cook anymore. But I mean... And we're going to do it. And
That's true,
And,
yeah.
and food is made for us to be addicted to keep eating more, just like alcohol. And it's also an addictive issue too, where you could still need a liver transplant based off food because of a fatty liver. So not only addiction's not just alcohol, addiction's
food.
many other things, but it comes back to the reason why I did this. It's love for your neighbor, helping someone else. And, think of you come home one day and somebody you love needs a surgery and you can help them, but you're unhealthy and you can't help them.
That's a nightmare.
That'd be hard to live with too, right? I mean, if it's genetics and blood work and, not having the same blood type, that's understanding, but be healthy because life's freaking hard and it always will be. And it's the only thing you can control. You can only control yourself.
Yep.
Damn. Damn, Floyd. You gotta,
She's deep.
I can't help it. I'm very passionate about it because
that's
healthy people are happy people, and there's a lot of assholes in this world.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
There
I
are
can
some
still be an asshole too.
Yeah, there are some healthy assholes
Tell you.
too.
Sometimes you gotta,
Yeah, you got to have a little, I'll pray in the morning like, God, I get on the road to drive because I spend a lot of time on the road and somebody cut me off, be like, son of a bitch. And I'm like, all right, so God, I'm sorry. I failed already.
Yeah,
I'll give my liver, but I'll cuss out somebody that drives in the left lane.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Well, I agree 100% with the food because we've had family members that have battled with food addictions,
It's hard.
anorexia and all that kind of stuff. So it's definitely 100% real. But I think if you have a choice between, people used to ask me what, and I think maybe we can wrap it up. But I mean, it kind of, I don't want to be the one that wraps it up, but I want to say this is that if you had to choose between drinking alcohol, smoking a cigarette, or eating chocolate, I would stop with get rid of the alcohol. Keep smoking and eating the chocolate, and then try to kick the smoking, but maybe keep the chocolate. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to triage it.
Yeah, and you have to be healthy. There's always the balance. People always say that. There's going to be
something.
I
I just think I'm not trying to say one's worse. Well, one is worse than the others.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
You can smoke cigarettes all day and go to work and make a living. You can't be a drunk and drink every day and maintain a living because you're not going to be able to, because you're drunk. I mean,
yeah.
And it's all about how much you can't just cut cold turkey everything at once.
No.
It's all. I mean, if you cut a little bit of this here and there, but like Frank and I, we eat healthy. We try to cook almost every night, but we still go to Taco Bell. I still eat chocolate, but it's all. If you try to do everything at once, it's never going to work.
Yeah, and it's never going to
It's
be perfect
overwhelming
all the time. Yeah.
Yeah.
I used to, when I worked at Capital One, I'd get Starbucks or Hardee's in the morning for breakfast. I'd have Mexican for lunch, and then I'd pick up pizza that night for dinner because my kids played three sports. I mean, we were busy. I didn't have time. I say I don't have time. People have time for the things that is important to them. People will say, I don't have time to
but I
pack my
get it.
lunch.
Yeah, you're running
But
nonstop.
I mean, and then you wake up one day and your kids are grown. They don't want to spend time with you anymore because they're driving with their friends, and you're left with a shell of a body. Just like in retirement, of a mind and body you didn't take care of because you were taking care of everyone else. But
that's
it's
a true
easy.
statement.
I mean, it's just get up and try every day. That's all you got to do. Try whatever your vice is.
You
try.
always feel better.
Yeah, always.
Because it was hard for me to. I'm just using like the lunch thing, and I realized I timed myself one day for me to make 5 sandwiches for the week with whatever I need in the fridge. It takes 20 minutes maybe, and that's 20 minutes I probably would have been sitting on my phone anyway.
Yeah.
Like on a Sunday night, you're like, oh, I don't have time to do this. But then you're up till 10 o'clock on your phone or whatever. It's just,
it don't take that much time.
You always have time. It's just,
what are you going to do with it?
But once you do it, usually you spend less time, doom scrolling or less time drinking because you feel better about yourself and you're like, I did something today.
Yeah.
Because the days I do go to the gym when I don't feel like it, I always feel way better than the days.
Right. I've never gone to the gym and said, oh, I wish I hadn't have gone.
Yep.
Yeah, but I missed it and said, man, I wish I'd have,
Yeah, the mornings where you're like, I'm just going to sleep in the day. Yeah. And then you get up and you're like, damn.
Your whole day
I
goes
should've went
off.
to the gym. Yeah.
Yep. Whole day's off. Everything's the same. Church, gym, relationships, it all is the same thing. Just consistency and just try every day.
What about Floyd's porn addiction? That's what I want to talk about.
Some things can't be helped.
I have to plead a fifth. My wife will be listening to this.
Right.
Maybe, yes, addiction y'all can share.
With his wife.
That's what I mean, right? That's what I meant, yeah.
He's pleading the fifth.
What's wrong with you, man?
I'm trying to end on a happy note, bro.
A happy note.
Yeah.
A happy heel.
Happy heel.
Happy
son.
heel.
That's for off the heel. That one.
Yeah.
Well, you can come back and talk about it.
off the hill.
And then we have Patti back on talking about diet and stuff, and exercise. I mean, I think it's. I think people just overlook it. That's all.
Oh, for sure. Yep.
So, anything you want to say, Floyd, in closing?
If you can donate or get tested for liver donations, I would suggest trying if you find it in your heart. That's
pretty cool.
That's
Yeah.
about what I can say.
Yeah.
Damn, that was pretty good.
Fortunate.
That was real.
Yep.
Yeah. Anything else? You've already.
Yeah, I say
Yeah,
a lot. I same or give blood. Give
Yeah.
blood. you
Yeah,
know.
I think so. I like to say we have a friend that had a heart transplant. He lives down where my parents live in Claremont Beach. But yeah, and he was expected to live maybe, I think it was like they give it like 8 to 10 years, but he's been alive almost 20 years since the transplant.
Wow.
Maybe,
Yeah.
about 15 to 20 years. It's amazing.
At least 15. Yeah.
Yeah.
crazy.
So, these things are possible and you defy the odds.
Yep.
Yeah. So, I think the people that do it, we've never met you, but sitting here with you, what you guys were saying to each other was, it was the most honest conversation people can have. It's beautiful, man.
Yeah.
For real.
It's just, two totally different. You guys didn't know each other longer than you have known each other, obviously.
Yeah.
And everything that both of you said was like super encouraging, but both very humble. And I can see, I didn't say you didn't have a will to live, but I can definitely tell right now
yeah.
it gave you.
I'm thankful.
Yeah.
Damn, that's true. That's pretty well said. Well, that's it, brother. You want to wrap it up?
Yeah. And like you said, if you guys have anything, foundations,
Send it to
links
us,
and
yeah.
stuff,
I'll share that with you, yep.
we'll post that in the comments. And once it comes out, it'll be on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and YouTube. So if you guys anybody send it to, we'll post it there. And other than that, we are good to go.
All right. Appreciate you guys coming on.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you so
Until
much.
next time.
All right. Peace.
Peace.
Thank you for listening to On the Hill. Like, subscribe, and follow us wherever you listen to your podcasts. See ya.